I know what a full moon is, but I didn't really understand what a new moon was until yesterday. We all know what a full moon looks like, and a half moon and a crescent moon, but I never stopped to think about or research what a new moon actually is. I knew that there was stages of the moon based on the position of the earth, moon, and sun, but I never really paid attention when people talked about the new moon. I'm kind of embarrassed to say, but I kind of thought a new moon was just when it was time to see a full moon again. I wasn't the best student in school when I probably was supposed to learn about this, and it's kind of embarrassing to share that I didn't know this, but I hope I'm not the only one that didn't know this. Anyway, in case you don't know what the new moon is or just want a refresher, I'll tell you. But first, you're probably wondering who I am. I'm Doug. Hello. On this channel, I share what I've learned and what I'm learning about light and how it influences our lives. I'm a stronger writer than a shoot from the hip talker. I don't want to memorize lines or read from a teleprompter, so I read, research, and write about light, then read what I've written here. So I'm actually hearing what I've written spoken by me out loud at the same time you are hearing me read it. I write carefully and thoughtfully so my interpretations of light are relatable and meaningful to you. I also tie in real events, stories, and experiences that show how light influences every part of our lives. Okay, back to the new moon. I spent a lot of time learning and writing about light, and the whole reason I even looked into the moon was because 2 days ago, I was walking a path on the side of the bay by the ocean where I live, and I noticed that the tide was a lot lower than I ever noticed it was before. I saw sandbars that I never saw before. It was really the lowest I have ever seen the tide. I knew that had something to do with the moon and the gravitational pull, which I didn't really understand completely. So I stopped at a bench and on my walk and I started investigating and found that, yes, indeed, the moon was changing and there would soon be a full moon or a new moon, it said, when the gravitational pull and when tides are really low or real high, which, remember, I kind of thought the new moon and a full moon were the same thing, but a full moon and new moon are kind of the same thing in a way, but they aren't. So here it is. The reason I think we all don't talk about the new moon much is because we don't see it. When there's a new moon, most of the time, what you'll hear from people is, it's going to be a dark night because there's no moon tonight. That's actually when that new moon is, and the moon is still there, but you just can't see it. The reason we can't see it is that the alignment of the sun, moon, and earth has shifted to where basically the moon is now like between us. Here's the earth, here's the moon, and the sun is over here. So the sun is shining its light on the other side of the moon, from where we see it. So the moon is dark. It's a bit more complicated than that. It's not the same as a solar eclipse, but that's the new moon in a nutshell. The sun is lighting the other side of the moon, the side that we can't see. From a gravitational standpoint, that makes the ocean tide very low and very high because you have the earth pulling on one side and the sun pulling on the other side. Didn't exactly explain that right, but it doesn't matter. The ocean tides are very low or very high when there's a new moon or a full moon. That's why tides behave the way they do. High tides during a full moon, high tides during a new moon, different light, same pull. The water responds the same. So way back before we had cars and super bright headlights, a full moon meant you could see at night, travel, hunt, whatever. A new moon meant darkness, danger. I found this all very fun and interesting to discover. So I did find out that sure enough, the new moon happens tonight. It won't be happening for you tonight because I film these videos and send them to my editor, and it takes her some time to do the edits, which I might actually change. But so new moon for me tonight on December 19th, 2025. The tides will rise higher than normal and fall lower than normal. Like most people talk about when there's a full moon, but it will actually be a new moon, and it probably will stump some people because they won't see a full moon tomorrow night or tonight, or even a moon at all. The sun won't be reflecting its light off the sun. The sun won't be reflecting its light off the moon like it would if it was over here on this side of the earth, and then hitting the moon and then hitting the earth where we can see the sun reflecting off the moon. It's the sun's going to be over here and reflecting actually back towards the sun. The sun will be shining its light on the side of the moon that we can't see. When that happens, it's called the new moon. Now I know. If you didn't know, now you know too.